Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Zelda II, The Adventure of Link. In our last episode, Bub had just gotten the raft, and now he can head over to the eastern continent, where more adventure awaits. Well, he can head over there, but he's not going to head over there right now, because before he wants to head over there, he wants to finish off all the palaces on this side of Hyrule. So he has to finish off this this palace here, palace number 3. And put the third crystal in the statue. He's going to have to do that for all 6 palaces, because that's the only way he'll be able to take down the barrier that blocks the entrance into the Great Palace where the Triforce of Courage is. So, didn't get lucky there. That lion head there can have either a red iron knuckle or a pot in it, and didn't get lucky. We ended up with the red iron knuckle, so boo. Oh well, we'll just have to head on over here, and hopefully maybe another enemy will drop a pot. So we have quite a few big enemies coming up, so remember, every 6 of them, there's a 50-50 chance that you get either a red pot or point bag. So we got lucky there, got a point bag. I got a pot rather than a point bag. Usually, I'm not that lucky. Usually, whenever I want the point bag, I get a pot, and whenever I want a pot, I get the point bag. So, luck is not on my side most of the time. So, but luckily, we'll be able to get out of here without taking too much damage. These rooms can be kind of annoying because these lion heads, they keep spawning, and they do not drop pots. So yeah, you just sit there and farm them all day, but you're not going to get a pot off of them. So, but all right, let's head on down here on the final floor. Use our jump because we got a point bag coming up. We want to get some points because we want to get toward the end. When we get to the end, we want to have our next be as high as it can possibly be, which would be for attack 7. So we're going to have to get 1200 here. I believe that's the life level up, and then a little bit more to get the magic level up. Skip them both and go. I'm going to head down here. We want to head to the top first and work our way around. We want to head into the middle passes there. That takes us to the boss. I'm coming down here because I want to get this point bag down here. Alright, so that's the magic level. I messed them up a little bit. But now, we'll be able to get that 1500 easy. Because even the boss will be able to give us the 1500, so. Boink. I haven't been keeping track of the, let's see, we had the Stalfos, the guy throwing the hammer, and then one red iron knuckle, and here's a second iron knuckle. So yeah, no, we won't have a chance to get a pot. So even if we defeated that blue iron knuckle on the left there, yeah, that would only be the 5th big enemy. If it was the 6th, we could always try for defeating it and hopefully get a red pot to come in here and have more magic for potentially life, but I think we could be able to take this guy out. It's a blue iron knuckle, and he's riding the horse. So at first we got to use the down stab to knock him off his horse. Depending on your attack level, it'll take you know, a different amount of hits. So with attack 6, I believe it's going to take us 4 hits. And once we take him off, he's going to dismount. And at this point, he's just a regular blue iron knuckle. To fight the blue iron knuckles, you can fight them as normally. If you want to be a little bit safer, what you can do is you just wait for them to throw their swords, and eventually they'll stop. And once they stop throwing their swords, that's your opportunity to jump and stab them in the visor. Jump, and as you're on your way down, thrust out your sword, hits them in the visor, and it ignores their shield, basically. It goes over their shield, so. Alright, and we're gonna get to attack 7 here. Yeah, you want to try to max out one of your stats, because an attack's usually the best one. Because 1, you'll take out the enemies quicker, and attack is always the most expensive stat. So eventually, once you hit attack level 8, your next attack, actually any of your stats, once you get them to level 8, the next experience threshold for that is 9,000. So if we get, say, to attack level 8, then the next time we want to select attack, it'll be 9,000 experience, and then we can use that 9,000 experience when we get a crystal, and we can get several level ups at a time, rather than just one. We can maybe get 2 or 3 depending on how many levels we have in the other stats, magic and life. So, and that's where a glitch I'm going to show off later on in the bonus episode comes in. So now we have the raft. We can step on that dock, and we get taken over here to the eastern continent, where things are a lot tougher. Starting with these tick-tight enemies. We can try to stab them, but it's not working. Nothing's working. Yep, this is going to be where they introduce the enemies that swords will not work against. This is where we're going to have to use that magic of fire. Remember in the first town, in Hyrule town, the guy said if all else fails, use fire. Well, all those enemies that we can't damage with our normal sword, you're going to have to use the fire spell, which makes your sword shoot out fire. Luckily, we'll be able to get the fire spell right away. It's in the first town. But I'm just doing a little bit of things here. We want to go into that one forest to get a point bag. And we're just going to show off some encounters over here. Speaking of encounters, I'm going to have to do a backtrack, and I never showed off the tough encounter on the other side in the forest, in the southern part of the forest. So, but yeah, down here, if you notice over to the left, there's a palace. That's the final palace. And that little bug there on the right, that's the river devil. So, we'll learn more about him in future episodes. So there's some tick-tights there. Can't damage them unless we have the fire spell. So, right now we're just going to have to avoid them. Just dodge them. You can either wait for them to jump over you, or you can maybe down thrust on them and kind of bounce over them. Luckily, you can block their shots with your shield. You can't block this guy's shots, though. He's shooting fire. That's the type of fire that we'll be shooting out of our sword once we get the fire spell. And we're taking a lot of damage from him. We'll fight him later. He becomes a random encounter in future battle zones. In the southern battle zones beyond the river devil. So we'll use our shield here just to be safe. Because after this, there's a town we can go to, get that fire spell and heal ourselves up. We just gotta survive the rest of this cave. Woo! Duck. Duck goose. There we go, there's the town. Let's head on in. What town is this? Well, check the signpost. Welcome to Nabooru. And this is where, well, at this point, I guess they're running out of quest ideas. Yeah, the quest that we gotta get to get the fire spell in this city, or this village, is pretty sad. Not very imaginative. But apparently if we get certain types of boots, we're able to walk on the water. Spoiler, that's the item that we'll be getting in the next palace, Palace 4. Alright. What's this lady say? She's gonna tell us something? Nope. She can't help us. Please save our town. Okay, I'll do my best. Bub will do his best to save not only your town, but all of Hyrule. I am thirsty. Okay, this lady is thirsty. And about, what? 50 feet away? There's a water fountain. So all we have to do is walk over there, get the water, and we come back. And let's talk with this kid real quick before he gets off screen. Jump in a hole in the palace if you go. And that's for several palaces coming up. There'll be holes in the floor that you want to jump down to get. There's not an elevator, there's a hole. So I'll point them all out. So you can tell if it's there's no water or marinara sauce in them. So it's just an empty hole. That's your clue that it's not a pit trap. So here we go. This magic will make your sword shoot fire. And this is another change, apparently, from the Japanese version. In the Japanese version, a lot of these monsters that are you have to defeat in the American version here with fire, they can actually be defeated with a regular sword. Fire in the Japanese version doesn't really do anything. It allows you to shoot fire, but it just lets you basically be able to shoot sword beams without full life. So it's even more pointless in the Japanese version. So, see a man in Daruni before the islands. Okay, Daruni must be another town. The river devil eats those who are weak. Well, that guy isn't going to eat anybody, so yeah, that's just a lie. But hey, we have another monster here, and just like the monster in the water town of Saria, we want to talk with this guy 4 times, and then he'll tell us a clue. There's a heart over the ocean. Is it the heart of the ocean? Nope, that's in Titanic. Which is kind of 23 years old already. Wow, almost 23 years old. So that was the big movie when I was a senior in high school. So December of 1998. So didn't see it in the theater. So I did not have a girlfriend at the time. But I do have the special edition at home here, so I can watch it whenever I want. Yay! Good flick. So you can tell it's a good flick because it even though it's a long movie, it never seems to be its length. So where there's the weak encounter in the desert here in the north, it's basically Octoroks, and we have levers popping out of the ground. But unlike the levers in the Legend of Zelda, these ones don't give a lot of rubies, they just give 10 experience points. And in the hard version, we have this guy right here, who apparently is supposed to be a Zoro, those river monsters that shoot fire in the first Legend of Zelda and in the future Legend of Zeldas. But for this one, he walks on the ground, and he walks on the ground and still shoots fire. But yeah, he's a land dweller. But yeah, he's another enemy we can only defeat with the fire spell. Now, why am I going over here into this empty desert? Because there's a hidden battle area here. Although there's no battling, just 500 points. So we want to pick up a lot of points right now on the outside here, because level 4, the palace that we're going to go to, or Palace 4, not really a level, it's called a palace. Palace 4, it's kind of stingy with experience. The main enemy in Palace 4 is going to be Wizrobes. And like Legend of Zelda, they basically reappear and disappear, and they shoot spells. But you can't defeat them with your sword in this version, in this game. What you have to do is you have to use a magic spell, Reflect, which strengthens your shield, and that allows you to block magical attacks. And certain magical attacks, it allows you to reflect them, as the name implies. So you have to reflect back the spells back at them. However, Reflect is kind of an expensive spell, and the experience that you get off of them, 100 per Wizrobe, isn't worth the magic that you're going to spend to cast the spell. So it's kind of pointless to use that spell and mainly fight most of the enemies over there. So let's see if we can get into a hard encounter. We want to get hard encounters in the woods and in the plains. So come on, there we go. There's a hard. Come on. Ooh. All right, here we go. Here's the hard. The hard encounter here has blue spiders and red spiders. The easy encounter here, it just has the floating eyes, those floating red eyes. And eye monsters. That's going to be a theme we're going to see a lot of in the next Zelda game, A Link to the Past. A lot of the minions, the boss minions in that game of the dungeons are like eye-type monsters. So now in the hard plains attack battle area, we got the Tick-Tites again, but we also have these bugs that fly around and drop rocks on you. So they look like kind of like flying Buzzy Beetles from Super Mario Brothers. The ones in Super Mario Brothers 3. So, yeah, like I said, I forgot to show off one thing here, so we're kind of running a little late on time. So, like I said, there's not too much left to do, or that we can do in the little bit of time left in this video. Like I said, I'm trying to keep most videos around the 18 to 20 minute mark. So I'm gonna head back over to the western continent here real quick. And as I was showing off all those encounters, I remember that I forgot to show off the hard forest encounter over here. So let's do that, because like I said, 100% playthrough, I want to show off everything. So here's the weak encounter again. We got red moblins and blue and red spiders. So, come on, drop down, buddy. Boink. No. I'll just skip that pot. Because, yeah, before we head out again, we'll stop back at Naboo and fill our life up after we do this encounter here. So let's see. Yeah, oh, that's something I forgot to tell you. Our hammer, it's mentioned in the instruction manual. There's no one in the game that actually says it. But way back when, the instruction manuals that came with games often had hints in them as well. And one of the hints in the instruction manual is that the hammer can also be used to chop down trees. I don't know how you're going to use a hammer to chop down a tree. That's something you figure an axe would do, but in this game, you can use the hammer to chop down trees. And that's going to be important to find a hidden town later in the game. So, yeah, if you weren't reading your instruction manual back in the day, you might miss some important clues. So, whenever we want a hard enemy, we can't find them. Just like whenever we want a pot, we get a point bag, and whenever we want point bags, we get pots. So I think our life and magic is pretty good now. I think now we'll just focus on getting that attack. Did we get the hard enemy? Yes, we did. The hard enemy. Now the red moblins are replaced with blue moblins who throw their spears. And we got the Moby, the eagles, that we also saw in the hard swamp encounters in this area. Remember, the Mobies, if they hit you, they will take off some of your experience, so try to avoid it. So, alright, well, let's head back over into the eastern continent. Heal ourselves up back in Naboo Town. This is actually a decent place to farm. I'm not really going to be doing a lot of farming. If you're wise with managing your experience in the palaces and the crystals, and you basically clear out every single random encounter that you run into, you probably shouldn't need to farm for experience, but this is a potentially good place to farm for experience. Fire doesn't cost a lot to use, and every time you clear out one of these battle areas, you'll fight 3 big enemies, so every 2 you have a chance of getting a point bag. So, well, that's it for now. I'm going to heal up in this town. I'll meet you back here for next episode. Bye!